Deep in the heart of Nonthaburi, there's a story etched into the very soul of the land. It's a story of faith, of ruin, and of a glorious rebirth. This isn't just history. This is the legend of Wat Moli. Let's journey back in time together.
So, our story really begins right here on the banks of the Omnon Canal. You have to imagine, for centuries, this waterway wasn't just a stream of water. It was the lifeblood of an entire civilization. And it's here, on these ancient banks, that a truly sacred story began to grow. We start our journey way back in the Golden Age, the splendor of the Ayutthaya period. Now, this was a time when faith literally built empires. And prosperity, well, it was measured by these incredible monuments of devotion, all crafted to last for generations to come.
And right out of this golden era, Wat Moli was born. But see, it was never just a place to worship. It was a beacon for the entire community, built right along this vital canal. It really stood as a living testament to the powerful faith and the thriving spirit of the people who lived and worked along these waters.
But, even the brightest histories cast long shadows. We have to turn now to the temple's darkest chapter, a time when wars swept through the land and a profound, chilling silence fell upon these once sacred grounds.
The year was 2308 in the Buddhist calendar, and this was the turning point. The Burmese army pushed forward, setting up their camp right there in Nonthaburi. And with their arrival, the golden age of Wat Moli came to a sudden and very violent end.
Just imagine the calamity that struck this community. People were captured. Others had to flee for their very lives, abandoning everything they had ever known. And the temple, once the absolute heart of their world, was left completely deserted. It fell into ruin, left to the mercy of time for years and years.
And yet, from the deepest, coldest ashes, faith has a way of being rekindled. A king's decree was soon breathed new life into these hallowed grounds, and it marked the beginning of a truly remarkable comeback story.
Generations later, under the reign of King Rama III, life slowly, carefully began to return to the banks of the canal. As families started to rebuild their lives and their communities, a royal decree was issued. This was it, the dawn of a new era for the forgotten temple.
From what was really just a ghost of its former self, overgrown, silent, broken, Wat Moli was resurrected. And this restoration, it was about so much more than just rebuilding walls. It was a spiritual revival. It was a powerful statement that the faith of the people had survived even the darkest of times.
Now, here's where the story takes a fascinating turn, because the legend of this temple isn't just about brick and mortar. It's also about a mystical element, something drawn from the earth itself, believed to be the very source of its legendary spiritual power.
To really get this, we need to talk about the concept of that Kali set. Think of it as a rare supernatural element found in nature. But the key thing is, it's believed to be alive with its own sacred energy, its own consciousness. So it's not just a material, it's a living sanctity.
And right here, in this specific region, lies a unique form of that kayasite, known as bung pai ore. It's a sacred metal that's found absolutely nowhere else on Earth. And that rarity, that uniqueness, makes it an object of incredible reverence and power.
And it took a true master, the great Luang Pu Chan, to harness the power of this ore. Through deep meditation and sacred rituals, he actually forged the metal into what are now the legendary Phra Ratchapreechamuni amulets. These weren't just trinkets, they were vessels of potent sanctity, carrying the very essence of the earth's spiritual power.
But as incredible as all that is, the real power of this place, it went so far beyond mystical ores and sacred objects. The true, enduring legacy was forged by the senior monks, whose righteous merit, their barami, became the bedrock of the community itself.
You see, the character of these monks was built on 4 unshakable pillars. They had this immense, boundless compassion for every living thing. Their spiritual practice was marked by an unwavering discipline. They had this profound desire to serve and help society, and they lived with a beautiful simplicity, totally free from worldly attachments.
And their merit wasn't just some abstract idea. No, it was a force for real, tangible change. On the material side of things, they built hospitals, clinics, district offices, bridges, even community markets. They built the infrastructure for a good life. But on the spiritual side, they helped people overcome addiction, guided them away from superstition, and taught them diligence and right thinking, the wisdom to build a truly stable and meaningful life.
You see, their greatest temple wasn't the one built of wood and stone. It was the one they built in the hearts and minds of the people.
They understood that true prosperity is always built on a foundation of spiritual and mental well-being. They didn't just build a town, they uplifted an entire society.
And so the Chronicle of Wat Moli leaves us with this one profound question. It makes you wonder, what is the true legacy here? Is it the ancient temple standing by the water? Is it the sacred amulet forged from the earth? Or is it the invisible, unbreakable thread of faith itself? A faith that can survive invasion, ruin, and the long passage of centuries, only to be reborn, stronger than ever before.